Thank you, Robert, again for doing the podcast.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
And I must say, congratulations with your mural with Eddie Van Halen.
Thank you. It's been a whirlwind since since the day I announced it all the way to today. Talking about it and just all the amazing intersecting points that have happened in between. It's been incredible.
Yeah. So can you tell us exactly how it first came about? Like did you actually approach Guitar Center and say, hey, I'd love to do this?
Sure. Well, I mean, Van Halen is my favorite band. I've loved Van Halen since that was my first record and that was my first concert. So yeah, Van Halen was and is, the end all be all when it comes to what a rock band should be. And when Eddie, I had the opportunity to meet Eddie and draw for him, and that was an incredible experience because we got to exchange some ideas and just conversation. So that was surreal and also just a dream fulfilled. So then when he passed, I just knew I had to contribute something to the story of what he meant, to not only me but to to the fans. And it's not like Guitar Center had a contest like we're looking for an artist to paint this Eddie Van Halen mural, and it's not like I was like trying to do it for any kind of uh, for any clout chasing or anything like that. I'm a genuine fan of all the songs, love all the songs, very particular to Dave's era and classic Van Halen. So when he passed, I just went right to Guitar Center because I just really felt like there was no better place to have a mural like this than Guitar Center. And we quickly got to talking. Luckily, I didn't have to sell myself. They knew who I was, and but I was really just doing it for Eddie. And we came up with a wall that was available, and immediately I knew exactly how I wanted to portray him, what era I wanted to paint, and also I wanted to give a nod to the band. So the big VH logo is right behind them. So it's also a subtle nod to the whole, the whole thing. But of course, Eddie is there playing in his glory. And then an added feature to it was the AR component, which is huge right now, especially because there's no live performances, and this being a musician, I wanted to give fans that were there the day of a chance to see Eddie come alive. So the unveiling is not only the unveiling of a tribute to this legend, but also you get to scan a QR code, put your phone up to it, and then see Eddie come to life and his hands move up and down the fretboard and him strum, and the lights flickering, fire come out, electricity run down the Frankenstein guitar, because of course the electricity brings Frankenstein to life.
Yeah.
So I came, I work with this with this firm to create this, and just couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah, I've seen some of the clips on Facebook and everything about that, where people have scanned it, and it just adds another dimension to art, and also another way, like people really have to be there to see it to get the full impact.
Yeah, I did my best to try to show the fans like what it does via the phone, like what you're seeing, but yeah, to see that for the first time, I really wanted to blow minds, and in the spirit of Eddie's innovation, wanted to inject some innovation into my art as well. And how great is it that through my the conversation he and I had was all about the creative process and where it comes from, and to be able to use my own creative process to celebrate his creative process, and for people to just come along for the ride was really cool.
Yeah. So did you say you did help design that whole QR?
Yes, of
process?
course.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it's all part of how it comes to life. So yeah, that was the cherry on top. But I kept it pretty quiet until the day of.
Yeah.
I think maybe like a couple of days before I'd kind of mentioned, threw some nuggets out there when I was going live every day.
Yeah.
But really not until the unveiling where people like, what,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was great as well. Like how you said, going live every day, and like I was one of the ones following along, seeing how your progress was going, which was incredible.
Yeah. It was so important for me to not only, obviously painting it is a great honor, and I really put my passion into it because I wanted to do him justice and do right by him first, and of course Wolfgang and Alex, but for the fans, I wanted the fans to be a part of this and to feel like I'm not just some artist for hire coming in and doing some illustration of Ed, but actually like a fan, just like we all are.
Yeah.
We went out there and know that I'm going to do it right, and it was just cool. It was cool to see people tuning in from Oz, from UK, from Asia, Brazil. I mean, it was epic because I really felt like there was I don't want to say fraternity, but a core group of people that would tune in every day, and I'd recognize the names. I'm like, oh my God, so and so from from Scotland, or so and so from Ireland, or coming in, and it was cool because that actually powered me through every day. I looked forward to those conversations and just hearing what you all had to say, because I know if I was doing something that was like, oh, you need to like do this or do that, like I was actually listening to some of the suggestions, because it was an open forum. So
Yeah.
I appreciated it very much.
Yeah, and I mean, especially in these days of times, the whole pandemic, and where people can't fly to get to see what you're doing.
Right.
Live and watching it progress as you went, it's an incredible experience. Like felt like we were there.
Right, and that's what I wanted you guys to feel like, especially in a time when there doesn't seem to be much progress and everyone's kind of, depending on what you're doing, like it just we're kind of at a standstill. So to be able to tune in and every day see some progress of even just a mural, maybe gave some people hope that some progress as a whole is coming. So the very act of me painting became kind of also like a thing that was inspiring, and it was cool to be able to have that interaction where the feedback was inspiring to me.
Yeah, exactly. So was there any feedback that you did change on the mural?
I think there was something having to do with the knob.
Okay.
I forget what it was exactly, and then something having to do with the unveiling. I don't know who it was suggesting I should do. Actually, I don't know if it was you or someone else from Australia was saying maybe I should have the unveiling at 3:16 p.m. Was that you?
No, that wasn't me. No.
Oh, well, the reason that I was like, hey, that's a good idea, but the light was different at 3:16. It would have been like half in shadow because there's another wall nearby that would have cast a diagonal shadow on it. But things like that, that were like good conversations, music that should have been played, or yeah, I mean, I played the whole Van Halen catalog as I was painting from beginning to end. I heard that thing like 5 times a day. Like when I mean, like from beginning to end, all 10 albums or whatever it is. And that was really cool, and people just chiming in, wanting to hear songs while I was talking because it was part of the vibe.
Yeah, I love the one video where you actually, I think it was Eruption, where you turn up the volume.
Yeah, exactly.
That was really cool.
Thank you. Everyone was like, "Wow, that knob looks so real," and I was like thinking, "Wow, so real that you can almost turn it." And then I thought, you know what? Let's turn it. And let's play a record while we're at it. It'll feel like I'm turning up the volume. And
Yeah,
I did that at the unveiling,
yeah, that was really good.
which was sick. Cause yeah, it went right into my signing the mural and dedicating it, turning it over to the fans and stuff.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, the other amazing thing too is that Wolfgang posted all about it, and he loved it, and just really cool.
Yeah, I mean, to have Wolfgang support it the way he did and really make it a point to say those words was just meant everything to me. And I think as part of the healing process for him, and also a healing process for the fans,
Yep.
who also feel the loss. So it was just a great exchange. And yeah, like I said, I couldn't ask for a better endorsement.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably more like the really like the final. Okay, this is accepted by the family with Wolfgang doing that. It's an incredible honor for him and for you.
Yeah, I don't think he's done that for anything else like
No.
like this that's done outside. Yeah. I mean, I got his blessing before when I started it,
Okay.
because I was using Eddie's likeness and stuff like that. But yeah, I just knew that once I got that brush in my hand, I had like dynamite in my hand and I was ready to go. And then we had great other rock stars that came through to visit, other friends that are friends and fans of Ed's that were super cool, to come through and say hi to the fans and just see this come through, because we tend to forget that they too are all bowed down to Eddie.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we had Zach Wilder, so he was there posting all about it.
Yeah, Zach came through. I gave him a call and was like, dude, you got to come down here. And him and Barbara and their son Sabbath came through. And
Yeah.
yeah, and he didn't even step foot into Guitar Center. He just stayed out there with me, hanging out with the mural. And it's like this thing where we get to kind of hang with Ed, one last time, and then also for people a destination for people to come and hang with them in a way,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know definitely for
Um,
me, like, I've been to the States a few times, and every time we get to the Guitar Center, so for me, that's going to be one big stop for me. I've got to get the Guitar Center to check it out in person, and
yeah, no, it's fast becoming a destination. And that's the other thing, knowing that while I'm creating it's pretty much becoming an instant kind of iconic mural. And being conscious of that is important, because it pretty much made me very aware of every step I took as I created the mural. And that's why I wanted to bring people along for the ride, going live and even inviting people to the unveiling. It was going to be something more minimal because of the pandemic we're in, and everyone was very respectful at the unveiling, kept their face shields on or their what have you, but it was still a celebration, and everyone was still like coming together, and I was like, come through, like, instead of it being just like an isolated thing, I'm like, here's something to celebrate and something to be just to be proud of, just celebrating it, of course. So
yeah, for sure. And I noticed with the necklace you drew on it. So was that on the original picture, or you drew that in?
no, in fact, you know what, I want to set one thing straight about the photo is, I didn't, and I mentioned this when I was going live, is I didn't want to just copy like a photograph. I
Yep.
didn't want to just do an illustration, a rendering of the photograph. It looks exactly like the photograph, but I wasn't trying to do that.
Mm.
And I also wasn't just trying to, I wasn't trying to make it just look realistic. I wanted it to have a certain feel, a certain flavor. And when you're there, you really, really, you feel it more. But it's much more painterly, and what a painting should be. A painting should feel different than a photograph. So I did take some liberties to give it some motion, to give it some depth in a different way that you can't get from a two-dimensional like a photograph.
Yeah.
And of course, there's raw tons of emotion that from my personal connection with them. And then, again, the real fans know, like something like the Van Halen logo necklace,
Yeah.
what era that is, what it means, and just how cool that was. And when we were kids, we all wanted that Van Halen necklace.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I got to put this on there. Like that was like the epitome of cool. So yeah, and the other thing that was funny, I don't know if you guys in Oz have did you ever have Peachy folders when you were, like school binders when you go to school?
Yep.
You have your binders, you draw on your favorite bands or whatever.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
So when I was drawing, I remember stepping back and going, okay, and you know what? I'm going to put the Van Halen necklace right here, and I just quickly just sketched it out. Someone was like, wow, you just nailed that pretty quickly, like, without any rulers or anything like that. And I was like, man, this just feels like when I was a kid, 10 years old, just writing it on my binder and just drawing it. I know this like the back of my hand,
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Yeah. How about the actual guitar, like with the stripes? Did you like really study that to get that perfect?
Yeah, well, the cool thing was, I mean, I'm at Guitar Center and they have a replica, the exact replica of Frankenstein inside. So I was able to just go take a look at it and look at all the different nicks and color of the guitar. And then there was an actual Eddie Van Halen guitar, which was given to Guitar Center, that was flown back from the store in New York City where it was just for the unveiling of my mural.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so that was pretty epic, just to see an actual guitar that he had played and given to them.